S-O-D-A soda. I saw the little one sitting there on a log. I asked him his name and in a raspy voice he said Yoda. Y-O-D-A Yoda. Yo 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 Yoda. Now I've been around but I ain't never seen a guy who looks like a Muppet but he's wrinkled and green. Oh my Yoda. Yo 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 Yoda. I'm not dumb, but I can't understand how he can lift me in the air just by raising his hand. Oh my Yoda. Yo 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 Yoda. Yo 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 Yoda. Well, I left home just a week before, and I've never ever been a Jedi before. But Obi-Wan, he set me straight, of course. He said, go to Yoda and I'll show you the Force. I'm not the kind that would argue with Ben, so it looks like I'm gonna start all over again with my Yoda. Yo 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 Yoda. Yo 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 Yoda. So I used the Force. I lifted up a box. I lifted some rocks. Well, I stood on my head. I won't forget what Yoda said. He said, Luke, stay away from the darker side. And if you start to go astray, let the Force be your guide. Oh, my Yoda. Yo, 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 Yoda. None Darth Vader's really got you annoyed. But remember, if you kill him, then you'll be unemployed. Oh, my Yoda. Yo, 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 Yoda. Yo, 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 Yoda. Oh, God. Can't believe we did this. Oh, God. My friends, something about my friends being in trouble. Oh, crap. Well, I heard my friends really gotten a mess. So I'm gonna have to leave Yoda, I guess. But I know that I'll be coming back someday. I'll be playing this part till I'm old and gray. The long-term contract I had to sign said I'll be making these movies till the end of time with my Yoda. Yo, 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 Yoda. Yo, 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 Yoda. Yoda. Yo, 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 Yoda. Yo, 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 Yoda. Yoda. Yo, 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 Yoda. Yo, 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 Yoda. Excuse me. Well, I had 3 weeks of vacation time coming after working all year down at Big Roy's Heating and Plumbing. So one night when my family and I were gathered round the dinner table, I said, kids, if you could go anywhere in this great big world now, where'd you like to go to? They said, Dad, we want to see the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. They think they're the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. So the very next day we loaded up the car with potato skins and pickled wieners, crossword puzzles, Spider-Man comics, and Mama's homemade rhubarb pie. Then out of the driveway and the neighbors, they all waved goodbye. So began our 3-day journey. We picked up a guy holding a sign that said twine ball or bust. Smelled real bad and he said his name was Bernie. I put on some Whitman tape, my wife put on a brand new hairnet. Kids were in the back seat jumping up and down, yelling, are we there yet? And all of us were joined together in one common thought as we rolled down the long and winding interstate in our 53 DeSoto. We're headed to the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. We're heading for the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. Couldn't wait to get there, so we drove straight through for 3 whole days and nights. Of course we stopped for more pickled wieners now and then. The scenery was just so pretty. Boy, I wish the Brits could have seen it, but you can't see out of the side of the car because the windows are completely covered with the decals from all the places where we've already been. Like Elvis and Ram or the Tupperware Museum, the Boll Weevil Monument in Cranberry World, the Shuffleboard, Holoflame, Dual Dog Rock, and a mecca of albino squirrels. They can go down theme parks, wax museums, and a place we can drive through the middle of a tree. Seen alligator farm and torrential ranches, but there's still one place we gotta see. We got a state line about 6:39, and we saw the twine ball exit 50 miles. And I'm so happy they started singing 99 bottles of beer on the wall for the 27th time that day. So I go out on the road to the Dash Chance gas station, John going warm, picking weevils and a giant chocolate soda. On our way to see the biggest bottle of twine in Minnesota. They picking for the biggest bottle of twine in Minnesota. Finally, at 7:37 early Wednesday evening, as the sun was setting in the Minnesota sky. In the distance, on the horizon, appeared to me like a vision from my unbelieving eyes. I'm in the car and walked with all real reverence toward that glorious, huge, majestic sphere. I was just so overwhelmed by its sheer immensity, had to pop myself a beer. Yes, on this hallowed ground, open 10 to 8 on weekdays, in a little shrine under a makeshift pagoda, there sits the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. I tell you, it's the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. Oh, what on earth would make a man decide to do that kind of thing? Oh, why not 21,140 pounds of string? What was he trying to prove? Who was he trying to impress? How did he build it? How did he do it? It's anybody's guess. Where did he get the twine? What was going through his mind? It just seemed like a good idea at the time. The acting said I warned the kids, and I better not touch it. Those ropes are there for a reason. Said the junkyard's good. I'll tie it to the back of our car. I'm gonna take it home, but I was only teasing. That dry cleaning shop stood in line, bought a souvenir miniature ball of twine, some birdie cows, and everything else they'd sell us. And got a couple postcards, screens from the twine ball. Wish you were here, won't the folks back home be jealous? Gave her camera to Bernie and stood by the ball, and we all gathered around and said cheese. Then Bernie ran away when the brand was manic, but at least we got our memories. Said I just stared at the ball for a while, and I glanced got moist and I said with a smile, kids, this here's what America's all about. I've been feeling got a gooey inside, and I fell on my knees and I cried, and that's when those security guards threw us out. Well, I've been around and round and suckered with a roll away down to Fargo, North Dakota. Cause it's the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. I tell you, it's the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. Well, we stayed that night at the Twine Ball Inn. In the morning we were on our way home again, but we didn't really want to leave. That was perfectly clear. The folks, I can tell you're all sad to go, and I winked my eye and I said, you know, I think a funny kind of feeling we'll be coming back again next year. Cause I've been around this great big world, and I can't think of anywhere else I'd rather go to than the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. I tell you, it's the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. Minnesota.